up, guys? What's going on? What's up, Chris Noddy from Mammoth? What's up, Lewis? What's up, Mark? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Lucas? Liam Bruno? What's up, Eddie? Brandon Z? Chris March? What's up, Isaiah Anderson? Jeremy? Serge? Josh? What's going on, guys? Welcome. That time of year, I think. I think a lot of people are past the ski season, so what's up, BW? That Bowen guy, hello. BC conditions are slushy, still a great time. Yeah, getting spring skiing, Jeremy. Should get, I think, one more pretty big storm here soon, but yeah, this is always such a great time to ski. Eddie, thank you for 4 months. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, Eddie. I was looking into that CMH, but for Canada. CMH is only in Canada, if that's what you were referring to, VZ. Stands for Canadian Mountain Holiday. So they have a few different locations across Canada. CMH Purcell is the only one that offers single day heli trips. So that was kind of the point of bringing everyone up there, was to showcase that option. Whereas a lot of the other places that CMH has, you have to do a multi-day trip, you know, so but what's really cool about their single day trip is that they guarantee you about 9,000 feet of vertical, and then if you don't hit that, like if the weather turns bad, they will refund you based on the vertical that you didn't ski, if that makes sense. But what's really cool is that if there's still time left in the day and you want to ski more runs, they don't charge you extra for it. Most places, if you want to ski another run past the vertical, they will charge you for that. They charge you on a per vertical basis. So they're like, if you have a fast group and everything's moving fine, you know, and we're still within our time, like our time window, you can just keep doing laps and there's no extra cost. So really cool option that I think is pretty rare in the heli skiing realm. What's up, Alpine EM? Jeff says CMH looks so cool. Yeah, it was rad. I'm stoked to share the other days, but I think I've lost some of my footage from day 3. I have no idea where it went, but yeah, I'll have 2 more videos coming out. I feel like each day got better and better. The skiing was better. Just everything was a little bit better, so. The East is bombing right now. Is it, though? Spring skiing Mammoth is the best. We went out for 2 weeks spring break. Mammoth is amazing. Mammoth is awesome. I love Mammoth. Mammoth probably has the best spring skiing of anyone. I'm interested to see how long they stay open this summer. Spring, summer. How to keep the GoPros charged the whole time you ski? I mean, I probably have, at this point, I probably have about, I don't know, I probably have close to 10 batteries for my GoPro Max and 10 batteries for the Hero. So, I mean, I just have a lot of batteries, but when it was warm, I only really use like 1 or 2 batteries a day, to be honest. So I just, yeah, I don't know. I don't really ever have a problem with it, but I really only use 2 batteries. I rarely ever use more than that, and I think if you are, you're just recording, everything, which I don't necessarily recommend, but next thing I can afford a day or 2, sounds like a good company. For sure, man. Yeah, right now the the US dollar is so strong. The US dollar is so strong that you kind of get a 25% discount for anything in Canada. So what's up, Peter? I love you too, man. That was a really big crew at lunch. Well, they looked awesome. Bluebird. Yeah, there was 16 of us that was up there as part of the sort of crew. So we had 2 groups going, and then obviously the guides and stuff like that. There was a few staff. So all in all, yeah, we probably had about like 20 people kind of in and out of the birds. So yeah, really big crew. Fun crew. Everyone had really different backgrounds. There's some people, you know, were really new to skiing. Some people never been on a helicopter before. Some people were journalists. Some people wrote for the local newspaper. There was a few just straight up like Instagram people there, you know, and then we obviously had Burke and Svea Irving, who are pro skiers, you know. So it was a very diverse group, you could say. It was cool for sure. And I think the groups worked out really nicely because, yes, the other group was a little bit more green. But it was fun. I mean, it was like a 72-hour party, it felt like. Projected August, man. I'd be surprised if they make it to August. But that'd be rad. What's up, Sean C? Could be deceiving. First one looked pretty smooth, not extreme. Yeah, no, really, there was nothing that we skied that was very steep just because avalanche danger was so high. The second day, I even like have it on video. The last run, we triggered a little wet slide. But we just had to ski very low angle stuff because of the avalanche danger. There was just no way we were skiing anything difficult or anything very steep because there was just avalanches everywhere. So we were very mindful of that. But yeah, everything was super mellow. So, but it was a nice few days. Did Abe give you a tease? Yes. Yeah, Abe showed me the new Max when I saw him a few weeks ago up in Deer Valley. So yeah, I know. I mean, I don't want to say I know everything, but yeah, I mean, I've played around with it. I've seen it, you know. So lots of cool stuff coming from GoPro this year is all I'll say. What's your favorite ski resort in the United States? EA Outdoors. I'm gonna have to go with Snowbird in the United States. What up, Lucas? Been there for the Stokes Club meetup. How was it? Doing it again next year, says Donnie. What's up, man? Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't do it again next year. It was great. Lots of people. We had about 40 people per day and stuff. I think everyone had a lot of fun. Great time. So yeah, if you can, it'll probably happen around the same weekend next year, kind of early March. So maybe we'll see you next year, man. See your favorite place, Snowbird. Thought about you for 4 days, says Pete. Nice, Pete. Hope you had fun. I'm sure it was very good with the recent snow and whatnot. I went on my first trip 2 weeks ago, skied Vale and Breckenridge. Nice, Michael. Those are both great mountains. Load up a Chinook dual rotor copter. Yeah, right. I mean, that's like crazy stuff, but something we were talking about was doing we're still doing the meetup, but also offering a more sort of a different sort of ski vacation type of thing that would be capped, you know, would have 10 spots available. Maybe we go cat skiing for a day or something, you know, but having a little, like, sort of a next level type of meetup. But heli-skiing would be like, yeah, that would be sick. We had like a mini Stoke Squad meetup and we just got the whole heli. That'd be badass. What's up, Chin? You're the best skier ever. I don't think so, man. Or I use a mismatched poles. Good zipline hook their brother up. Ron, I have 2 full sets of poles. I have a set of yellow ones and a set of black ones. I just like the look. I was kind of like, why do I have to use 2 of the same poles? I think it's kind of something different. You don't usually see people with different color poles. So it's not because I don't have one full set. It's just because I think it kind of looks different and unique. So I just rock 2 different poles. It's the same pole, just different colors. But I have 2 sets of poles, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Who's coming out to rip Utah in April? Where are you going to ski, Chen? Pau Mau. I'm looking to try heli-skiing maybe next season. How much harder do you think it is than riding groomers and POW at resorts? I think it really depends where you go. Like, I will say when I heli-skied at Powderbird, it was very mellow. When I skied in Alaska, it was a lot different. And when I skied here, like the terrain here at British Columbia was insane. It just, we couldn't get into it because of Avi danger. So I think for the most part, when you just kind of show up for heli skiing, they just don't take you to very gnarly stuff. You know, that's just not their MO. So I think if you are an advanced skier at a mountain, you should fare well. And if they'll tailor that, I mean, they ask you about your skill level and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's two sides to that. If you're like a super gnarly skier and you think you're going to go on a heli skiing trip and they're going to take you to like the sickest spines and the sickest pillow drops and let you hit off all the cornices, that very rarely happens because it's just not a safe thing to do. So I would say for the most part, they err on mellow, chiller runs. So, but the biggest things is that you're totally in the backcountry. When that helicopter drops you off and flies away, there's not a soul around. And you have avalanche danger, you have crevasses, you have blind rollovers. You know, you have a lot of things that you don't think about when you're at a resort. You know, there might be stumps and whatever else. There's nothing that's controlled, you know, so that to me I think is a little bit of the harder challenge for some people. And you have a lot more things you have to think about. You know, you can't just go cut across a slope underneath a big cornice because that could break off and do whatever. So how do you decide what to film, what not to film? I mean, it's a good question, Isaiah. I think a lot of it just comes from filming and doing it for a while. But oftentimes now I honestly kind of know what the video is looking like as I'm filming. So I know what I need, what I don't need. You know, and to be honest, I kind of have a style with my videos. I know what you guys like. Like, you guys like head cam footage of me skiing, you know. So it's just it's been sort of a curated style. But I mean, when in doubt, I would film more than less because there's nothing worse than getting back and not having enough footage to include into your edit or your vlog or whatever. But when people are like, hey man, my GoPro died after 2 hours of recording, I'm like, okay, I don't even think I record 2 hours of, you know, like POV footage in a day at all. So that's where I'm more selective. Like, I don't need to film myself going across a cat track. I don't need to film myself going into all the lift lines. If that makes sense. Stoke Squad cat skiing. I'm down. Come back to Colorado. Probably not, man. I mean, to be honest, I would say the season is pretty much over in regards to the YouTube stuff. So it wouldn't really be worth it for me to go out there. Meet up at Pau Mau, throw a cat skiing. Oh, that would be cool. I see what you're saying, like a single cat ride or whatever. Stoke Squad Powderbird meetup. How was the powder? It was actually pretty good, man. Or, I don't know, voice of a generation. Extremely variable conditions, but I do commend CMH for getting us into soft snow. But again, that's another challenge of heli skiing, is you need to be able to deal with variable snow conditions. Some of it was really crusty. Some of it had just like this ice layer on top. And then you get into slower stuff, softer stuff, I mean. So, but granted, it was like 50 degrees. I was very impressed with the quality. And yeah, all that. Cool partnership. Us pulls are on sale so everyone can mismatch next season. Yeah, that's really nice of Chuck to feature me on the website like that. That's cool. Really cool. I think whatever Chuck did to the poles from last year, they definitely held up a lot better. I haven't had any issues with my adjustable poles this year. I kind of talked to Chuck at the start of this year, or maybe it was like over the summer when I met with him. I was like, dude, I can't like showcase your poles if they're gonna fall apart, you know? And he's like, I know. And so he went back and he kind of redesigned it, and they've been a lot better. How's the snow conditions? They were variable, but overall they were very good. Very soft. I mean, it doesn't need to be that deep when you have completely untracked soft snow. The White Walker 116s were incredible. And no, they weren't too wide. They were perfect for that sort of stuff. But yeah, just check out the video if you haven't already. 2 days to ski Utah in April. We'll link up. Yeah. What are your favorite poles? I've been using zipline poles for years now. They've done the job for me. I don't know if they're like my favorite just because I haven't really used a lot of poles, but those are the poles I use. At CMH, it appeared you had dual GoPros on your pole mount. Did you have different settings? Yeah, that was just... it allows you to have different settings. So one of those, at that specific shot you're referring to, one was filming in 4K 120 frames per second, which is the shot you saw, which was like really slow motion. And the other camera was filming at 5K at 60 frames a second. So it's really useful for a little bit more professional stuff where you want a slow-mo shot and a regular speed shot, or you could have one shooting video and another one shooting photos. Obviously, a lot of times you can't, you only have one chance to get the shot. So by rolling two cameras, it allows you to do, two different things. So, and that's the benefit of being with Abe. He has everything you would ever need for a GoPro. So, yeah. So that was his little rig. He just let me rip it for that run. And I love 4K 120. I think it looks so good. I love slowing the footage down that much more. There was even a few shots in that video at 240 frames a second. The one shot of the helicopter flying away was 240, where it's like just super slow-mo. So it was fun playing around with the different frame rates and whatnot. Burke made the backflip look so casual. How come are you coming on inverted aerials? I don't know if I was telling my sister or Joe or whoever, but Burke, not only is he a super chill, nice kid, he's 24 years old, super rad. Sometimes I feel like someone of his caliber could not be just so down to earth, but he's so nice. So it's really cool hanging with him. But that kid, man, he would just build a little booter, a little kicker in like 3-4 minutes off a cornice. And he would just throw, I mean, you saw the video, but wait till you see some of the other stuff. But like he just makes the stuff look so easy. He's so comfortable in the air. It's really cool to ski with him. And so oftentimes I would just follow him because he'd always find some little lip or some little jump to hit. But yeah, there's only so many Red Bull athletes, Red Bull skiers, and he's one of them, so. Race and paintball season. Yeah, should be playing paintball this weekend. Have our first race of the year in about 2 weeks, so hoping to see you back in the mountain bike trails off season. Yeah, we'll see. Are you going to film? Yeah, there will be a day 2 and day 3 video as well. I'm thinking day 2 might come out Friday. Day 3 I think I'm going to put out for Monday, and then depending how I'm feeling, I might put together like a little bit more of a shorter film, just kind of cinematic thing without any vlog stuff in it. But I obviously have a ton of footage because Abe gave me all of his GoPro Max footage, and it just takes a long time to kind of go through and whatnot. But there will definitely be 2 more, maybe 3 more heli-skiing pieces. So, hello, Kiara. Have you ever skied in Asia or Japan? I've not. Never been there. Possible to live stream while skiing? It's definitely possible. There's a few things that would make it very annoying. One, the internet connection, I think, would be spotty at best, depending on where you are. Number 2, the wind noise would be atrocious if I'm really skiing. If I'm just standing somewhere, and I'm, you know, that's a little different story. But if you want me to actually ski and live stream, it would be a lot of wind noise unless I really kind of doctored up some mic. And thirdly, it would be incredibly shaky. Again, if I'm skiing and streaming. But I think it'd make more sense to do a video of me like at the top of a mountain, maybe. Not necessarily like skiing, but remember me from your stream 2 weeks ago. I believe so. I think your name sounds familiar, man. Welcome back. Have you heard of Mountain Creek? I don't think so, Kira. Happy Wednesday, Brett. Just arrived at Silverthorne. We'll be skiing Copper this week. Awesome. Have fun out there. Glad you got to make it out. Should be some good spring skiing. Or maybe not. Maybe you guys are getting the storm next week. I don't know. Any insight of the new GoPro Max 360? I mean, it's not my place to say anything. All I will tell you is that it is going to be coming out this year. That's about it. You know, that's all I can say. I'm excited for it. And yeah, some cool stuff from GoPro coming out this year. What's up, Eric W? What's up, Justin? Do you think the Atomic Bent 120s are a good powder ski? I think they are. I mean, 120 is very, very wide. So, you know, I would caution you just to make sure that you're in a place that really has that sort of amount of powder, if that makes sense. But yeah, the 120s are a powder ski. They're not meant to rip around the mountain. That's all I can say. 120 is a very wide ski. Yeah, there will be a video from the meetup, Chris. It will likely come after the heli-skiing stuff, but there will be a video just sort of recapping and highlighting and memorializing everything from the meetup. Live streaming pretty much requires Wi-Fi or maybe 5G. Yeah, I think logistically, I don't know if it'd be the most enjoyable thing for people to watch. What up, Roberto? Hope the LA trip was good. Bummed I couldn't make the meetup. We missed you, man. You're the only person that I forgot who I said it to, but I said you know, the only person that I thought was gonna come that didn't come was Roberto, because we were trying to figure out like who said they were gonna come and who ended up not coming. But you stuck in my head, dude. I was like, I thought Roberto was gonna come. We were trying to figure out passes, so it's all good, man. You have to come next year. Do you recommend van life? Why a van opposed to an RV? I mean, an RV is just incredibly non-discrete. A van, you know, there's plenty of times where you have to sleep in areas you're not really supposed to sleep at, and I just don't think an RV is stealthy at all. Not necessarily that my van is stealthy at this point, but it just is a little bit easier to pull on the side of the road. You know. And yeah, an RV, I don't want a big vehicle like that in the ski resort parking lots and whatnot. Driving up mountain passes, down mountain passes, trying to find little parking spots in crowded parking lots. So I think most RVs are cheaply built. They have shitty sort of utilities, shitty infrastructure. And so with the van, I could build it the way I wanted to build it, and I think it's a little bit more heavy duty than an RV. But mostly because of the size. They're taller. Often, you know, they're wider in some cases. They're longer. But I'm also talking as sort of a solo traveler. Right? So if you're at 30 years old. So if you're older, you have a family, could be different. But Winter van life or winter nomadic life is very difficult, and I don't know if an RV would make that easier or more difficult. What's up, Ella and Bradley? Hello, hello. Your dad is awesome. Have you ever went up to Murdoch Peak in Park City? I have not, actually. It's one of the few areas I've never skied. I don't really recommend it. It's low elevation, gets morning sun, so that's why I really never really find myself over there. Pulled the trick on the Icon, 0% interest on a 6-month payment plan. That's nice. That's the way to do it. I didn't know they offered that. Kevin, thank you for the 12 months. Lucas and Stoke Squad, what's up, man? Can you show us the view from your window? Whatever you see on the stream is what you're going to get, but I'm not going to turn the camera around and show you that for a few reasons. What's up, DC? Why don't you do any touring backcountry vids? I just don't do any backcountry skiing, Jordan. Not interested in it. And so, yeah, I don't do it. Curious any thoughts about the LCC gondola project? Ooh. To be honest, man, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I'm not really up to date with where it stands or what the actual proposal is and stuff like that. You know, I don't really have information to make a actual decision. I don't know. I don't. If I had to give you an answer, I don't know if the gondola is necessarily the right answer. But they either need to not do anything, and it just remains sort of part of the sport to get up there. You know. And that's just part of the experience. I don't necessarily think a gondola would make sense. I have a few questions on, like, logistically, parking lots, you know, the big question, who's paying for it, how many people are going to be on it, where does it stop, what happens in high winds. It just, I don't know. I think just for some reason they slashed the amount of buses that went up the canyon. So I'd be curious why they don't increase the amount of buses that run up there. That's all, man. You're going to have to use Luna on an extended road trip. How's she doing? Yeah, really the longest I spent in Luna was in October. I think we did, 18 days for the early season stuff. But all in all, she's pretty good. I think we fixed the heater. I still have a few battery issues, but yeah, she's been great. I drive her every day. And I would love to do a big summer road trip with her. Any chance to get Stoke Squad white letters only sticker? Whatever stickers are available on my website, or I believe in whatever like sticker styles are available on my website, or yeah, the first link of the description of the stream are the ones that I have. We have white helmet stickers if you're talking about that. But yeah, other than that, that's what we got. I've never skied in Maine, Evan. You just absolutely stoked them up for the next year with that. Nice. Train seems better than a gondola. Train with a tunnel between Little Cottonwood, Big Cottonwood, PC, looping up I-80, connecting Salt Lake. 2 weeks till Sonoma. You excited? I am. I'm ready. They just had the 12 hours of Sebring this past weekend, so that kind of hyped me up. And yeah, it's always an interesting time of year. This sort of spring stuff going on. So yeah, we'll see how we do in Sonoma. They have the Acuras coming in, so we'll see how they fare. Snow sheds. I think snow sheds are a great idea. They're used, I feel like, in just about every other part of mountain, like mountain road areas. BC has a bunch of snow sheds. Roads in Colorado have snow sheds. I don't know. Again, I think a lot of it's just my own naivety, right? Or like, I don't know what I don't know. So maybe there's a reason why they didn't do snow sheds. But I feel like that would have definitely helped because there's obviously some major avalanche paths that I feel like a snow shed would work well, but maybe they're too big avalanche paths. I don't know, you know. The reality is that the canyon is just no joke, and I think people underestimate it, and they say, "Oh, I know how to drive in the snow," and I get all that, you know. But there's just something unique about it when you get a proper storm in Utah, Little Cottonwood. But just the way the steepness of the road, it's just no joke. Biggest Luna trip. I mean, Colorado early season was probably like the longest that I stayed in the van consecutively this year. I think other than that was, why does it do that? Hold on. But I think the longest road trip might have only been to Aspen Snowmass, I think. Chris, thank you for the $9.99. Ski season is not over. Spring skiing around the corner. Yeah, no, amen to that. Ski season is definitely not over, but I think the ski YouTube season is quickly coming to an end. Favorite food? Probably my mom's rigatoni and meatballs. Best ski resort? Probably Snowbird. Do you think I should move out to Park City and work at the resort for a year and try and progress in my skiing? I mean, I don't know much about your life, how old you are, where you're at, what your goals are. I think moving out to a resort town there's a lot of perks to it. And I think, yeah, depending on where you work at a resort, you can ski a lot. But also, if you're working full time, right, you could be just standing around at a resort for 5 days a week, and so I don't know if many people don't ski as much as they thought they would after moving to a resort town, but I think it'd be a fun experience. But again, I don't know where you're at in life or anything like that. The logistics of public transportation is a bummer. Light rail would be great. Favorite skis? At the moment, probably my Armada White Walkers. What's up, Jack? A snow shed. A snow shed is really just a cement structure that covers the road. It's literally, think of it as kind of like a partial tunnel in a way. And it runs over avalanche paths, so if it does slide, it doesn't cover the road. It's like a big roof for the road. So you'll see, like British Columbia, for example, they'll just have like a stretch of just a cement tunnel, kind of. There's like windows in it and whatnot, but the whole point is if the mountain avalanches, the snow doesn't cover the road and, endanger people on the road. So the reason why we brought that up is because a lot of times Little Cottonwood Canyon will have to close for avalanche work, so the canyon doesn't slide onto the road. But the argument is that if they had a snow shed, you wouldn't have to close it. You'd still have to do avalanche work, but you wouldn't have to close it as frequently because you have the snow shed that if it did slide, you know, in theory, you're protected. I just think it slides too often and too much. So that's what a snow shed is. Level of cinematography and photography in your videos looks truly admirable. Thank you, Bowen guy. Appreciate that. Real challenge during a storm. Yeah, absolutely, Jack. It's no joke. Have you skied in Wisconsin? I've not skied in Wisconsin, Carter. Should you recommend building your own van or buying one that has been built? I mean, look, if you can afford a pre-built van, or you can afford to have someone else build it for you, I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with having a professional build your van or buying one. I was always a little worried of buying a pre-built one because, to be honest, I just don't think they're as nice. The benefit of building your own van, whether that means you yourself or at least custom building it with a professional, is you can make it the way you want. I wanted to build my own van so no one could say, like, oh, you just bought a van, you know. I wanted to do it just to say that I built my own van. Resort towns are expensive to live in. Yeah, that's for sure. That's why I said I don't know I don't know this kid's situation or this guy's situation, but you know, if money's not really an issue and you can do that, I mean, yeah, it'd be fun. Why not? Jeff, I believe there'll be new drivers. I haven't seen an actual entry list. I don't even know how many cars are supposed to enter. So I would think you might get a few crossovers because the Honda and the Acura is going to be a very similar car, front wheel drive, all that sort of stuff. But you know, there's always people moving around, new drivers coming in. There might be some crazy fast young kids that come in. You know, I don't know, but we'll find out at Sonoma. PC isn't JB, live in Conwood Heights, work for the resorts. Yeah, true that, Jeremy. I think it's hard to live in a resort town working for the resort on sort of like an entry-level resort job. But like Jeremy said, there's other options on kind of where you could live, but then you have more of a commute, right? So problem with canyons and snow sheds is that the snow still goes somewhere if you're at the bottom of the canyon on the road already. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like what I was saying. Like, let's just think about this. Even if you had a snow shed and you're driving up Little Conway Canyon, and like the avalanche paths that they have are no joke. Like, they're big avalanches. So I'm like, okay, would I still want to? Would I still want to drive up the road and just have this massive avalanche come over the top of me? I still don't think I would. You know. So that's what I'm saying. I think that's probably why they can't do snow sheds. Is like, yeah, it's just, I mean, I just think there's too much traffic for a snow shed, and I don't know if it's necessarily the safest thing, but I'm 18, about to graduate high school, living in Missouri. Just was Park City, best experience I've ever had. I'm also not going to college. Look, man, it's your life. I mean, I know you're 18, you're super young. And yeah, I know this conversation can go both ways and people feel differently about it. If it was me and you're asking me, and this is my channel and my live stream, I would recommend, I guess, depending on what you want to do in life, and if you can, that means you know, again, depending on your situation, if you can go to college and afford college and stuff like that, you know, and you're not going to be in crazy debt, I would recommend going to college. I would think long term so that you can be 40, 50 years old and enjoy the mountains in Park City. You know, you're only 18 to 22 once, and unless there's like a crazy reason why you don't want to go to college, which is totally respectable, then I get that. But I just would be cautious about chasing, you know, a resort town experience at 18 when you could do that at 22, or 25 or 27, you know, like I really did. That's all. I know that doesn't really help you, but again, I know that's probably going to be a controversial take, but that's just my opinion on it. I do value formal education, and that's where I'm at with it. Do you know that anyone goes to Utah University if they have time in their class to go ski? I think it just totally depends on the schedule that you make. I'm sure there's plenty of kids who go to the U or UVU who just schedule their classes. They don't have classes on Friday, maybe. They have classes till noon. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a university issue as much as, you know, but I mean, you couldn't be any closer to the mountains. So when I was in grad school, I would still go ski. And that was like 2 hours away from the mountains. Who's playing in the background? I don't even know. It was probably... Oh, it's Sven Karlsson. Last two songs were by Sven Karlsson. This one's called Feed My Ego, and the last song was called Just a Little Spark, and the one before that was called Up Higher. Sven Karlsson is kind of the dude's name. Deer Valley versus Park City. I think Park City has more challenging terrain overall. I think they have more stuff to ski. I think Deer Valley is typically a better experience. They have less lift lines, easier parking. The food is better. But I do think in terms of straight challenging terrain, it's not as advanced as some of the stuff you can find at Park City. Park City's not very advanced either, but from a skiing perspective, I'd say probably Park City. But you'll usually find more lines, more difficult parking, all that. What's up, Beast Boys? It was all good. Increasing cost too much. Three places like Riders Pass. No expense building roads up there. Highway from Banff to Revy is crazy. Yeah, the whole one is pretty gnarly. But it's a whole different road, right? Like it's not just a straight canyon. It's definitely more of a highway. If it does slide, the snow kind of has somewhere to go. And they obviously get a lot of traffic because it's literally a trans highway. You have tons of truckers and whatnot, but you don't get just like a mass of people going up the canyon at one time like you do in Little Cottonwood, right? Or going down. You don't have the same density in the morning and at night. It's a highway. It goes across the whole thing. So I'm sure the roads are Little Cottonwood Canyon and the one from Banff to Revy are totally different roads, so definitely makes sense. As I said earlier, I just don't know what I don't know, and that's probably why we don't have snow sheds. What's up, Chaz? What's up, Pedro? Yeah, I mean, it was 50. I mean, we obviously went up to high elevation, but when we would come back down, like we had to be done by like 1 o'clock, so it just would get so warm. It was about 55 degrees when I was up there, so. Jason, thank you for 12 months, man. 1 year. Let's go. Appreciate it. Justin, thank you. Oh, that was Jason and Justin. Yeah, Discord, guys. If you use Discord, pop in, join the Discord. We're almost at 1,000 members, which is pretty crazy. I didn't really realize that. Help us get to 1,000 members on the Discord. If you're interested in anything zipline, yeah, you can use the code for 15% off. I used the World Cup ski bag to bring all my gear up to Canada. Worked out great. I obviously use zipline poles, zipline goggles. And yeah, check out the site. 15% off with my code. Off your whole order. Lines at PC were bad in February when I went. Yeah. It really depends where you're skiing. Yeah, lines can be long. At this point, lines can be long at any mountain, basically, in Utah. Is Powder Mountain open to snowboards? Yes, it is. What's up, Ellis? How are the lift lines at Snowbird Elta? I mean, pretty gnarly, dude. I mean, I really wouldn't even go. At this point, you really can't go on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Monday. And you better be up there by like 8:30 for parking, which means you have to be at the canyon entrance on a powder day. On a weekend powder day, I mean, I honestly don't even really recommend going up. But a weekend powder day, I would be like in line in your car by like 6:30, 7 at the latest. But Alta might be better. I don't know. I don't go to Alta that much, but you know, the lines at Snowbird, the thing where Alta is better than Snowbird in my opinion is opening up the mountain. Snowbird is more susceptible to high winds, and as soon as you get high winds, the tram will shut down. And when you have a big powder day, the front of the mountain, Peruvian, the tram, and then Mineral Basin are all on hold, and the only thing open is Gad Valley. So Snowbird isn't really like a big mountain. So then everyone who's there has to go to Gad Valley. So the lines can just be insane because oftentimes the whole front side of the mountain is delayed for avalanche work. So yeah, I mean, that's honestly, I would rather go to Park City or Deer Valley on a powder day on a weekend because yeah, you might get some lines at like Jupiter, but it dies down quickly. And as long as you get off the bottom, but I mean, think about it. If you do a Snowbird tram lap, you're right back at the bottom, and then there's only 2 tram cars, so. Love the shot of Burke on that flip he did. That was legendary. Thanks, man. Yeah, Burke is Burke's super rad. I was talking about him earlier, but I mean, super, super nice kid. He brought his sister there, Svea. She's also a half pipe rider. She rides for Monster. He's just so good. That's all there is to say. He just makes all that stuff, look very easy. I mean, it's pretty incredible to hit a natural feature like that for the first time and just throw a backflip and put it to your feet. So it's cool to hang out with him again. I met him last year, and it was pretty rad. He came back. It was a fun time. You're in Canada, nice. He just triggered all the East Coast skiers by saying snowboard isn't a big mountain. It's got good vertical drop, obviously, but it's really not that big of a mountain, relatively speaking. Relative to some other mountains. What's up, Joe? Yeah, Tuesday to Thursday. That is the way to go. It used to just be you can't go on the weekends, but now you can't go on Fridays or Mondays either. The snowbird limit lift ticket sales? I don't think so. No, and they don't require parking reservations either, which is sweet, right? Like Alta, you have to reserve. But, parking fills up like on a weekend. I would say by like 9:30, 9:45, I usually get a notification from Snowbird that parking is full. And yeah, they don't limit lift ticket sales. You don't have to make a reservation with Icon Pass or anything. So Alta doesn't either, but you have to make a parking reservation, which is good because it guarantees you're going to get a spot, right? Solitude doesn't limit sales, but it's $25 and a reservation to park. Brighton doesn't require or limit sales, but you don't have to pay to park, but you just have to make a reservation. So that's kind of the way the Cottonwoods work. Went to Park City on New Year's, got 40 inches. Yeah, the New Year's storm last year at Park City was sick. But yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't matter what mountain you go to. And honestly, like, it doesn't matter what day, whether it's a weekday or weekend. Like, I was telling someone on the lift about this, but like, powder doesn't just like stick around out here. Like, it doesn't matter how much snow we got. It's all going to get skied up in a day. It doesn't just like sit around to, like, there might be a few mountains where you might be able to find some like powder stashes, but you're not just going to like, a day after a storm, there's just going to be a whole untracked bowl still. So it doesn't matter how much snow we get. If a place opens, it's going to get skied up that day. When I went on Friday, parking was completely full by 10. Yeah, and it wasn't a POW day. Plus getting the close parking spots, how nice. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, parking is gonna fill up every weekend at Snowbird. And I'm sure it's full at all the other mountains. You just have a reservation, so but yeah, it wasn't a POW day, full by 10 a.m. That sounds about right. Do you get sad when YouTube ski season winds down? I don't know if sad's the right word. It's just a change, right? Like, this is how I earn my living, so it's yeah. I don't really get sad because I love doing other things like paintball, racing, and all the summer stuff, but I just wish YouTube was more full time. Like, I wish there was more longevity to it throughout the year. You think the sports get more popular or just more visitation from the same people? It's a good question. I think both, if that makes sense. I mean, I think there's definitely more people. I think the passes like the Epic and Icon have made skiing more accessible, where you can buy a pass for $900 or something and have essentially unlimited ski days, right? You can buy your Icon pass and be able to ski 5 different resorts, where back in the day, you just bought a season pass to one mountain, and that was the only mountain you went to, right? So, but I also think when people try skiing, and, you know, I think it's easy to get hooked. It's fun, right? Like, who doesn't like skiing? So I think it's a mix of both. I think, obviously, the whole sort of remote work has introduced a different thing where people who originally couldn't live in the mountains because of their job are now able to live in the mountains and still have that same job, right? So that's kind of added a different element to it. And the reality is just, you know, it's so you can get anywhere overnight. You can get anywhere in the country in a few hours. So people who can afford it, they can fly, and for like Utah, you can fly to Salt Lake, and then, you know, you're at the mountain in 35, 40 minutes. So if I go to U of U and try to get like a season pass somewhere, I would recommend. In my opinion, Evan, I mean, I guess depending on what type of skier you are, I mean, I think you could either get the Alta Bird Pass, which is very expensive, or the Icon Pass. I mean, you ski Solitude mostly, but it'd give you a little taste of everything else. If you're hell-bent on skiing Park City, say you love skiing the terrain park, Park City's kind of your only option outside of Woodward, then you'd have to get an Epic Pass. So if I had to choose one mountain to get a season pass to, if you go to U of U, I would say Snowbird. Ron Wilson, over the 20. Our season is over. Tuned in a summer wax this Saturday and put the sticks away. Fun while it lasted. Pretty pleased with the shoulder rehab. Glad I got to ski it all. I'm proud of you, man. I really am. It kind of feels like it was just yesterday we were talking about your shoulder injury. It was like October, all that sort of stuff. So I'm glad you kind of stuck it out. Got to experience Beaver Creek. And hopefully next year we get more days. Maybe we'll even see you at the meetup next year. Thank you for the 20. Put the sticks away. If you want untracked, you could go to Jupiter. That gets tracked out and where to look. I would go Beaver or Sundance. Yeah, I agree with that, DC. There's definitely some stuff in like the trees in Jupiter you could find. I think Deer Valley's another solid option for getting long-lasting power runs, especially if the cottonwoods are open. Then less people go to Deer Valley. But do you think Epic should buy Icon? I don't think we should just have one organization that runs all of the ski mountains, to be honest. I think 2 is it's still not a lot, but at least it's 2. But no, I don't think. No, because then, shit. I mean, imagine we just had like one ski pass and it got you every mountain you could want to go to. That'd be crazy. BC videos made me miss your travel content. It's the best way we can get back out with Luna next season. Thanks, AJ. Thanks for watching the travel stuff. The BC stuff. I think people just found another way to get in the mountains. Yeah. Exactly. Dakota, I mean, 420. That video was sick. Awesome group of people. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Very fun. Very surreal trip. I was kind of like, what is my life right now? Because it's pretty crazy. And then this morning I had a sunrise shoot at Deer Valley. I was on the Empire chairlift at 6:30 this morning, pitch dark. I've never done that before. Pitch dark. We skied from 7. Like, when did the sunrise come up? Like 7:20 to 9 o'clock. We had Empire all to ourselves, and then then even when they opened it, there was like no one there. So I was like, damn, it's crazy to be on skis that early on the chairlift. I couldn't even put my goggles down because it was literally pitch dark. Best part of heli skiing, in my opinion. Good question, Walton. I mean, I get like... I just did 3 days of it in a row. Like 3 days of getting in and out of a helicopter. I mean, the helicopter just doesn't get old. I don't know if you've ever been in a helicopter for other reasons, but the helicopter's sick. I think the dopest part is when... It's just, I don't know, man. Like, when the helicopter comes in, it's so loud. The wind, the snow, like, it's pure hectic. You can't talk, so you're just mouthing to people. You got to stay low to get in the helicopter, right? Then it takes off, and it's completely, like, pitched over. And then when it lands, you got to do the same thing in reverse. And then the helicopter finally, like, flies away. And then it's just like this moment of just like pure silence, and you're just at the top of this like mountain. And so I just think that's really cool. The skiing is great because it's like you can just make these really big, fast, open turns that you can't do at a resort. And I just think it's been really cool because I haven't heli skied in a few years, but I feel like my skiing has really progressed over the past 2 seasons, but I've always felt like I was kind of confined to the mountain, to the resorts, and so it was a really freeing feeling to be like, I had like, untracked snow, the 1/16s underfoot, and I felt like I was kind of like a speedboat on a proper like ocean or a lake, and it was really cool. But I love the helicopter aspect of it. It is a little scary sometimes. Like, you'll come over a ridge and it's like the air changes, and then it's like you feel the helicopter like do all this shit, and you're just like, man, we could just... I'm so dead if anything happens, but I just love the helicopter. Thoughts on Vail? It's not my favorite Colorado mountain. They don't really have a ton of expert terrain, but there's a lot of terrain and some nice sort of chill advanced level skiing. Any summer trips to Luna planned? Chris, my main trip that I really want to make happen, especially after being up there, is I want to do my Jasper and Banff, a Canadian Rockies summer trip. Is kind of would be my main focus. I'd love to do like a 10 or 14 day trip. No to Monopoly, yeah. Can't have a Monopoly. That's no good for business in general. Cherry Peak or Beaver Mountain any good? I've never been to either of those mountains. I've heard Beaver's pretty cool. It's a smaller sort of privately owned mountain, but I heard it's pretty good, especially on storm days. Realist he's ever been up for skiing, yeah. Those last 2 like Deer Valley times, man, it's like boots on by 6:15 in the morning. I was like, holy shit. We're all waiting for the next Hot Springs video. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Levi? Yeah, it was early. It was fun though. I got to ski with Ted Ligety all morning. Badass. Such a cool, chill dude. And then he just rips. Like I was going through the footage today. Like he is literally. I can't even describe it. I don't even know how someone carves that hard. It doesn't like it physically just doesn't make sense how he's able to like. His body is like this way, but his skis are over here, and his hand is like literally his hand and butt is touching the ground. It's like. I think I saw you in the Salt Lake airport yesterday. You probably did. I was there. What time did I get in? Around like 4 o'clock. Do you remember what song you used for season 4, episode 1? To be honest, man, that was probably one of my favorite songs I ever used. I definitely don't remember it. I would maybe notice it if I saw it. I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick, but can you just like Shazam it? Is that still a thing? It was by yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I could find it if I really went back and listened to my stuff, but I don't know it off the top of my head. All the positive aspects of touring without the hard work. You'd enjoy touring. I mean, I'm talking about the helicopter, so I don't see I don't see how that has anything to do with touring. I think the helicopter ride is the fun part. Best temperature for skiing? Yeah, DC 15. I mean, I maybe like that up in the 20s. I don't know, man. I don't like when it's super cold, especially for filming and stuff. But, you know, obviously you don't want it too warm. I'm heading out to Big Sky. Saturday skiing Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday. Nice, dude. Have fun. Is that your first time out there? Yeah, stay safe. Bro, you rip, chill out. You're talking to me or someone else? LC just wants a shout out for the sponsors. Don't forget Athletic Greens one. Didn't I? Yeah, AG1. They hooked us up last week with the Jupiter video. Open snow. $25 inches coming from now and mid next week. Nice. We went last year. We're going again. Oh, awesome. Okay. There will be cliffs. I think Isaiah is in Big Sky. I don't know if he's still in the live stream, but Isaiah rips, and I think he lives out there. How'd you like Sea Boulder? I like Sea Boulder a lot. I thought it was a great experience. I don't know how well I would do if I went to undergrad there, because that place is just crazy. It's almost too much fun. But yeah, I really liked my time at Boulder. Beautiful place. Boulder allowed me to yeah, it really kickstarted a lot of my skiing, because I was 2 hours from the mountains, about an hour and a half, so I was able to go to class and ski and whatnot. So this is a song. I don't think this is the one that I used in that video, but just another good one. I'm talking to you, Lucas. I'm just saying, dude, like, Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be able to show the footage for it or when that whole thing will go down, but I'm just saying it's crazy to see someone like that actually ski and lay down like actual turns. It's like, oh, okay. So you're supposed to literally be like parallel to like I don't know, I can't fathom it. I was trying to talk to him about it. But anyways, it was a cool time, cool experience. He did fall though. We were doing like there's like these knolls and I was doing like really close follow stuff with him where like he was making like we're probably going 30 miles an hour. We weren't going like crazy fast. And he would make like these you'd be turning right into me and I was like, man, I hope I'm not like messing him up. And there was a knoll and he was doing these jump carves where like he's coming over the knoll with speed, so he's getting air and he's coming off the knoll carving, and then when he lands he's going to be hooked up on edge and carve. So I was trying to get like this shot where I kind of came in front of him and like I guess he said I was going a little fast and I kind of cut the corner, and so he pulled off his like speed check and I just look back and he's just like 1 foot lands and just like totally spins out. I was like, this is freaking gnarly. Luckily he was okay, but I was just trying not to die. I'm on like my Armada 106s. He's on like a full tuned race ski, so I'm like, you know, I was going no poles and shit. I'm like, I gotta just try to stay out of this dude's way. My all wood skis are just flapping as I go down the groomers. The old season pass photo from college to see how much you've changed. From college. Oh my god, college, man. That's long. I thought you were going to at least say grad school. Yeah. I think I killed my identity. That version of me no longer exists. If you only have 2 pairs of skis, what would they be? Oh man, that's a good question. That's a tough question because I really gotta say a 116. I'd probably take the White Walker 116, and then I'm like, do I take the 106s, the ARVs, or would I go with the 121 White Walker also for really deep days? Probably a 106 and a 116 would be the smart, mature answer. The immature answer would be a 116 and a 121 White Walker. Yeah, at CU I got my MBA. So I got my master's. What is it? Master's of Business Administration. With a focus. I focused on management. How to like empower people and shit. How to make people feel good. Show us on the live stream. Raw footy. I can't. I will show you this though. This is pretty cool. I think it's cool. It probably isn't that cool. I just think it's cool. Five maxes. Oh shit. 4. 1 max. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 maxes. He's wearing pants for the live stream. I am. I wasn't wearing any pants last live stream. No headphones though. You know what? Where the heck? I don't even know where those headphones are. They just like disappeared. What's up, Regina? Welcome. Time is it? 7:15. My plan is to go to bed early tonight. The last night of the Canada trip, we had dinner at the top of the mountain there at Kicking Horse. It was so cool because we were up at the top for sunset. It was beautiful. Then we rode the gondola. But then every dinner turned into just like a party. So like the dinner was at like 5:30, but then after that, obviously it was just like open bars and whatnot. And so we took the last gondola down at 11:45 at night. And then we had to get up at 7 to leave, and I had nothing packed. So I've just been like, and then I had to be at Deer Valley this morning at like, what time was it? I was there at 6:15 because we had to be down at Empire by 6:30. So all that to say, I need to like get a good old like 8-hour night. That's a lot of maxes. Well, here's the thing. Let's see here. So you can see this max is kind of shot. I can't put a cap on this because it like fell off. So I was like, hey, I kind of need another one because this is gonna scratch at some point. This one, trash. This lens is just scratched, so I can't. So this lens is broken. This lens works. So then after that, I was like, I just need another max. So then they gave me another max. And then when I left Canada, Abe was like, here, take 2 more maxes for your shoot. And so he just gave me 2 more maxes. So now I have 5 maxes. I just line them up and look at them. I 100% see DV. No, I don't think so. I mean, DV, like, they use, like, proper video production companies, like when I did that Mayflower thing. I honestly was just contracted by GoPro to do a little work there. It just so happened to be at Deer Valley. Any tips on how to ski better? Oh, man. I mean, ski more. I don't know, you can ski more but still be bad. That's true. I mean, yes, just skiing as much as you can is going to get you better. Right? I mean, I've been skiing for a very long time. But I think being sort of very deliberate with your skiing, sort of trying to recognize how you're skiing. I do think, like, having someone film you ski and seeing what you look like is always a good tool. Taking a lesson to get fundamentals down, but, like, really actively thinking about what you're doing when you're skiing, where are your feet, where are your legs, where are your hands, is the only way to actually change stuff and get better. You know, if you're trying to get better, some people just want to ski because it's fun and blah blah blah, and that's fine. But if you want to get better and you're just going around there just bombing down the mountain and you have bad form and whatever, then, you know, that's on you to take responsibility for your skiing. And you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I do pow slash. That's a good question. I really don't even know how. I don't know how I learned it. I don't know how I started pow slashing. I think the Armadas are one of the best skis to pow slash with because they're edgeless. They have smear tech, so that the tips and tails of my Armadas are very loose. So I can push out my tails very easily. If you have a full edge ski, right, and a ski that's stiffer, it might be harder to do that. But it's really like, I'm trying to think. So I'm going down. it's kind of this combination of like, I mean, I'm putting almost all my weight kind of, I'm like almost trying to sit down, and then then I push my feet out in front of me and down. So I'm digging like my tails into the snow, and then releasing back to straight. So as I sort of push down into the snow, that's when it creates that big slash, and then I release so I'm not like getting caught in the snow, but it's kind of like this down and out motion with the tails. That makes sense. It'd be interesting to try to teach that more, but what's up, Medium and Media? Waist deep in powder, nice. Gonna be at Park City anytime in the next few days, says Jake. I probably won't ski much the rest of this week. I could potentially see myself next week when the storm comes. But I don't know if I'll be at Park City kind of before any new snow comes. Typical group trip. Yeah, I know. You don't have warranty? I don't think I have warranty, no. Yeah, Max 2. Max 2 should be out this year. That's all I will say about that. I don't think it's my my place to say anything, but it should be out this year. You drink alcohol? Not really. I did drink alcohol this weekend, but it was more because everyone else was, and it's kind of like one of those things. But typically I don't really ever drink alcohol. I wouldn't just like go get a beer after a ski day or anything like that. But obviously when you're in a trip like that, it's yeah, a little bit different. The only thing I really drank was a Coronas. Like I don't even know what drinks to order. I don't know what margaritas to get or what combination thing to get, so I just go with a Corona. It's a light, I can drink it. What's up, Bon? The Trash Max is not really, because the problem with this Max is that the lenses, once you scratch the lens, there's really no way to replace the lens without really sending it back and having them like take it apart. So that's kind of always been the problem with the Maxes, and that's why, if you have the black caps, definitely recommend like putting them on when you're not using the Max, because they're very easy to scratch. The GoPro monster, put every GoPro you own on your body filming. Except for next ski season. I have not, man. I haven't even thought about next ski season. I probably should. Yeah, I don't know. What if I'm not doing this next year? Yeah, ski people are better than me. That's huge. That's definitely a big thing. Help you get better quickly and help you get better safely. Worst skiing experience? Worst ski experience? I don't know, man. I can't even really think of them. Probably some sort of injury. I mean, not a long time ago, but not when I was in Colorado. I switched switch 540 into a cornice, and I came up short on the rotation, and so I spin left, so I came in, switch 5, and I got to like probably 450-ish, and I like really, I don't want to say destroyed my shoulder, but I really hurt my shoulder still to this day. Like some stuff's not right with it. Probably isn't good. So that wasn't necessarily a bad experience because it was over quick, but it was like, man, that kind of sucked. Falling down Jackson Hole sucked. Grand Targhee. Anytime I get stuck in the van, that sucks. How long do you see yourself live streaming? Realistically, years-wise. Live streaming, good question. I enjoy the live streams. I don't, I don't see why I wouldn't continue live streaming each week. As sort of a compliment to the channel. I think it's a nice touch to it. So yeah, they're obviously, they change a lot, right? I mean, you guys who are here, you've seen the streams be a lot bigger and they get smaller. So yeah, I don't see why I would necessarily stop streaming as long as I'm doing YouTube and stuff, What's up, Skiholic? You need to make sure you get the skis completely perpendicular to you for a second, and then you release and turn straight. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I mean, you really need the more you get your skis across the mountain, the bigger the slash is going to be. But your body's still going downhill, I love dragging people in my group to crazy terrain. They hate it during, but thank me later. Yeah, it's one way to get people better at skiing. Just gotta be careful because you can have very bad experiences also. One of the ladies in the ski club went on 5 Western trips, so she took first aid lesson on every trip, but she's not one of us poors. 5 Western trips, yeah, that's no joke. And a first day lesson on every trip. End of the Stoke? No. Do you surf at all? No. There's no end of the Stoke. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. I love it. You're right. What's up, Joe? Cool heli-skiing. Appreciate it. What's up, Lojo? No end of Stoke. All right. No end of Stoke. We carry on. Been watching you for a while. Mostly your Deer Valley videos. What is your favorite thing about Deer Valley? Basketball 23. My favorite thing about Deer Valley. I don't know, squad. What is our favorite thing about Deer Valley? Deer Valley does a lot of things right. A part of me loves the allure of the daily shoots. I love going up Empire and being able to see them all. And kind of like having this mentality that you can kind of go check them all off as they sit there, and they're kind of always staring you in the face. There's kind of like this weird sort of like, not intimidation factor, but it's just like they're kind of always there waiting for you to ski them, which I like, to kind of then go conquer them. I like that the Deer Valley experience overall tends to be a little bit less manic than other mountains. It just doesn't. I never get the same powder panic that I feel at other mountains there. It's kind of, I feel like for the most part, more people are kind of laid back, and they're like, yeah, we can all get the POW together, you know, we can all ski it. It's no worries, you know. So that's a nice change of pace. And I got to be honest, from my end, Deer Valley is one of the very few mountains, right, that like has actually invested and truly supported the Stoke Squad in my YouTube channel, you know, and I think there's a lot of merit in that, right? Like I've never talked to anyone at Park City, you know, and it's like, think of how many videos I've made at Park City. Snowbird is another one that kind of stepped up. Aspen invited me out there, and so yeah, Ryan and Deer Valley has been really kind to us and the opportunities they've given us, and I think there's a lot of merit in that. So it's something I value, and you know, every time I post a Deer Valley video, there's someone who says it all the time. They're like, "Wow, you know, like Deer Valley sucks. I hate Deer Valley." You know, and it's like, okay, man. Or it'd be cool if they grew up and allowed snowboarders. But one, I don't snowboard. So, you know, while I have no issue with snowboarders, it doesn't affect me. I don't snowboard, so if you want to go to Deer Valley, ski. Customer service, the food buffet, daily shoots. Awesome views. Yeah, the views are great. The glades are nice. I just wish they were steeper. The hot chocolate. No snowboarders. Jeez, guys. DV, even mountain bike is good. Mountain biking is great. The thing with Deer Valley is they just do. I feel like Deer Valley really. I feel like they really do care about their customers. You know, they try to make the whole experience good. Where I feel like sometimes other mountains, they just, you know, it's like when you pull up to Deer Valley, someone comes out and offers to help you like unload your car, right? They help you put your skis on the rack there. And yeah, I think they do a good job on the customer service end. And that extends even into the biking season. And I said that when I went biking there. I was like, man, this is like, even everything about their biking is great. I don't know. That was a very long answer to a simple question, but ACL surgery next Tuesday. Bummer. I'm sorry, Jew. On one end, we're getting it done, and hopefully, you know, heal up for next year. But how many days left at the Bird? I have a season pass to Snowbird, so I have unlimited days to Snowbird, Paul. Hello, Dat Food Guy. Just copped and enjoyed the mountain sticker. Love the videos. Yes, you did. I see your order right here. Thank you for copping. I will send it out tomorrow. I have a few mountain stickers left. These are all the stickers I have left. Luna, Stoke Squad, Enjoy the Mountains, and then the Vision. Hour from the airport. Very true, Ron. If I want to chill, I ski. If I want to ride park, I strap on the board. Damn, that's awesome. You can do both, dude. Needs to happen for the fans. Moguls aren't weird, crazy shapes at DV because no snowboarders. me personally, I could like I know I don't care if there's snowboarders there. I don't care if there's not snowboarders there. Like part of it I don't really understand why not to, but I also don't snowboard, so you know. Snowboarders here, Audis are basically like snowplows. Pushing all the power down the mountain. DV attends to all the customers of all skill levels. Yes, very true. Next year, I'm just going to get a Deer Valley season pass, and that's it. I'm just going to ski Deer Valley and nothing else. 9-10 months post-ops, hoping to be ready to go by Christmas. Just in time, dude. You won't even miss a beat. All you'll miss are white ribbons of opening days, and that's about it. Have the dropshipping merch deep for this season? I think it worked well. I mean, it was extremely hands-off, so I think that was nice. I'm glad I didn't have to kind of worry about fulfillment on that end. I really didn't have any issues with it. There was one person who said they never received their order, which, you know, on my end, it showed that it got delivered and whatnot. And they're like, yeah, sometimes we have thieves. So that was kind of unfortunate, but I never had someone that like didn't get their order fulfilled or it took forever. So I thought that was all pretty nice, the process. I thought this, I like doing the stickers myself. I thought that was cool. The good part about the merch was just like, you know, I don't have to worry about inventory. The only weird thing is that it charges, you know, because it's printed on demand, I basically pay for it when someone orders it at my cost, and then if that makes sense. So during like the peak season, my credit card bill would be so high because I would get these orders and it would go on my credit card first. And I remember the first time I was like, man, why is my credit card bill so high? And it was because of the orders. But it obviously all kind of pays for itself after that. But I thought it was cool, man. I'll probably stick with it for now, but I obviously only have a hoodie and hat, really, so. Vote to change 100K to Lucas snowboarding. I'll do that. Do we want to change 100K to just a snowboard day rather than an East Coast trip? Deal. 68.9. Oh, sub. Yeah, I think, you know, I think that's it. I think we might, man, I don't know. Let's see. I could probably find out pretty easily. Subscribers. Yeah, it's pretty much done. I mean, I'm getting about 25 subscribers a day. So I don't even know. We might not even hit 70,000. We're like kind of like peak season. You're looking around like 250 to 300 a day. Yeah. It all kind of depends, but Drew, I talked to him about that. A zipline strap that has Stoke Squad on it. I'm gonna try to talk to him again, maybe this summer. I think that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. What's up, Jay? Stoke Squad boxer briefs. I'm down. Down to 740. Okay. Nice. Garage Gang pick just came in. We're going to do this Garage Gang photo, and then we are probably going to qual it. I hate when my Gmail just signs me out. What? Garage Gang photo. If you are under 13 years old, I recommend you go to sleep. Stoke Squad Burton collab. Isn't Burton for snowboarders though? Can't wait to see the pillow. What's your goal for subs on the channel? I don't really have a goal, man, to be honest. I guess that's a good question. I don't think there's really ever a goal because kind of the way it's designed to sort of keep growing, you know. I mean, 100,000 is always is kind of a milestone, I think, for a lot of people. But it's a lot of people to get to join the journey, you know. I think that would be... If I ever hit 100,000, I feel like I would... I don't like placing success into value or metric like that, but I feel like if I hit 100,000, I would feel more fulfilled that I guess in a way I succeeded on YouTube, but again, I don't think it's right to attach a subscriber count to success, if that makes sense. 100,000 I think is logically the next sort of goal for the channel. I remember when I was stoked that I hit... I was ecstatic to hit 1,000. I made a whole video when I hit 1,000 subscribers. It was called... What was it called? Thank you 1,000? I don't even know. Does anyone remember that video? I don't even know if there's people in here who were here back then. Oh my god, sometimes when I scroll back at my YouTube channel, I'm like, I wish I should just delete all these videos. It's called Thank You. 3 years ago. Yeah, I made a video celebrating July 3rd, 2020. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Anyways, then I was excited that I hit 10,000. Then I was like excited that I hit, I think 20,000, and then I guess 50. I think 75 will be exciting, but I don't know. Sup, J-Dog. A lot of Montec on the heli trip. The GoPro crew seems to dig it. Any thoughts on return to their gear? I don't know if I don't know if I'll return to it. Really, I don't necessarily have a reason other than now I have 3, you know, full. The gear I have now is better than Montec, you know, but it's also way more expensive. So I don't really see here. And here's something that happened that I don't think I ever really said. And I'm going to come back here. So I met a guy, a guy named Tom who works for Dope Snow reached out to me last year and said, I love your channel. I'd love to send you some Montec stuff. And if you guys remember, I got 2 new kits of Montec. And that was from them. And I was like, okay, rad. They're sending me some free gear to change up my stuff. That was awesome. The start of this year, I reached out to Tom and I said, hey man, I'd love to work with Montec again this year. If this is something you guys are interested in. He said, I really do Dope Snow partnerships, but I've sent all your stuff and CC'd this other girl who does Montec stuff. And long story short, they never stepped up and was like, yeah, we'd like to send you some new stuff. So I was kind of like, okay, well, if I'm gonna buy a suit and whatnot, it just didn't feel right, because I was like, I put so much publicity with Montech suits on, right? And so when they didn't really step up to kind of step in for this year, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get some Armada stuff. So that was one of the main reasons why I shifted away from it. There's no like bad blood. It wasn't like they said anything, but I gave them the first opportunity of like, I've used your stuff for 2 years. I would just like some new gear. And they didn't sort of jump on that opportunity. So I was like, okay, I'm out. But now I don't think I would return to it, because the gear I have now is a lot nicer. Bob, thank you for the $9.99. For the Stoke, keep on going. Missed the second half of the party. Is the Stoke squad done? The Stoke squad is not done, Mark. The Stoke squad will live on, even when I'm dead and gone. We will never give in, never conquered. I've seen the 1K videos where I stole the music from. I joined at 17,000. I remember 25. July 3rd, my day, y'all. Armada Rescuers, yeah. Sitting here eating ice cream now that the winter fitness program is over. I remember when you hit 7K. Well, guys, here's the Stoke squad. We got a lot of stuff going on here. We can't try to make sense of it. It looks like I don't have a shirt on in that photo. Oh, because my hand is on my neck. It looks like I have like... Looks like my whole chest is exposed. Zach and Celeste. I don't really know... Oh wow, we got some toys. What a bunch of goofy goobers. What a bunch of goofy goobers. See ya, Chris. What's with the guy on the couch? Lots of stuff on the table. Are these lampshades? What are? I think they're lampshades. That's right. Okay, that's Ryan and Aaron. They're pretty shady. What a crew. Looks like a water pipe. Sure does. Looks like a water pipe. All right, squad. I'm going to eat some dinner, pass out, and start to work on the other heli-skiing video. If you guys haven't seen the heli-skiing video, it went out this morning. Definitely check it out. Leave it a comment. Thumbs up the video, all that sort of stuff. And I love you guys all. Happy end of March. Follow me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. Peace out.